Hey, my name's Will, and actually currently looking for something. So I'm a musician, and it's taken me a lot longer than I'd care to admit to say that confidently. Even with the validation of graduating from college with a bachelor's degree in music, I didn't feel like a true musician. But what I didn't realize until recently is that I'm actually glad I had the sense of being a fraud. Because it turns out I didn't want to be like those typical music students anyway. In my eyes, who wants to be boxed into one medium? Those people who would grind and practice trombone for 10 hours a day, good for them, but I had trouble with it because I couldn't shake this feeling that, like, I felt like I was more than just a musician. I'm an artist. And I have this need to create things and this great opportunity to merge my music and visual storytelling, and I need to take it. I partly experienced this imposter syndrome because I think my creative vision saw past the rigidness of the classroom and the practicing scale modes for 6 hours. Like, nothing against that, but there was this idea that, you know, if you're doing that, you're working harder, and that hard work made you more talented. And it's just so obviously not true. This idea that you must get your 10,000 hours of practice in before your 4 years is up in college, or you'll never succeed. Obviously, I'm exaggerating this feeling a bit, but nonetheless, this is how they made it feel. One teacher even told me one time and this was my one-on-one teacher that was speaking, that I had lessons with weekly. He even told me that, like, I'd probably be better off pursuing a career as a corporate salesperson. And funny enough, I actually did. Not because he said that, but I did. I ended up doing that. And when he said that, and when I got these feelings from all these other people, it was like a competition I didn't want to be a part of. But enough about music school. I passed in 5 years, got out of there, and now I look back at it with a clear head and 8 years removed, and I'm really glad I went, and it was actually all worth the lessons I ended up learning. But what I understand now that I didn't understand then is my art is about my connection with the world. And people, and being able to take the simple ideas and relatable things and make them more palatable and exciting for others. Like these tiny beautiful moments you get sometimes when you crack open a fresh new notebook, or the first dustings, or the first snow of winter, or staring into the distance without a care in the world and realizing how small you are and how big it all is. You know, I surprise myself sometimes. I've been filming myself on and off for the last 10 years or so and didn't even really realize it. I mean, I've always known I've recorded myself musically, like my songs. I look at them kind of like an audible scrapbook. And when I listen back to my albums I did when I was 18, I love them because they're snapshots into what I was in that moment. But I've always felt like something was missing in my life. I thought I found it in cooking. And while I do enjoy cooking, I'm just plain old average at that. But what I did find is that I have this love for combining sound and film and making this emotion out of it that can connect with people and can connect with people in a way beyond language. So I told you before I went out on a search, and I think I found something pretty cool. It's called inspiration.